Hi everyone, I'm Aiden, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Power Hypertrophy Upper-Lower program. Check out the link in the description to learn more about it. So this is actually the second lifting program that I ever ran. I switched to this program from the modified version of Frax GSLP when I wanted better gains. I think this is an amazing program if your goals are to get both bigger and stronger. I personally saw great gains while running the program, and I want to talk about the different reasons why this program is good for beginner and intermediate lifters. Let's start with the program itself. I will summarize the program first, and then dive into each workout. There are two important things to pay attention to. The first is how the workouts are split up. Each week you have 2 upper body workouts and 2 lower body workouts, hence the upper-lower part of the program name. Working each muscle group twice a week increases muscle growth without causing recovery issues. The second thing to pay attention to is that each workout emphasizes a certain goal, either increasing strength or building muscle, hence the power hypertrophy part of the program name. The different workouts have different rep ranges depending on their focus. Now I will get into each individual workout. Workouts are split into 4 days. The first day focuses on upper body power. Here are the exercises and the recommended sets and reps. We start with compound movements that target the most muscles and emphasize the biggest upper body muscles, the chest and back. Then we move on to the smaller muscle groups like shoulders, biceps, and triceps. Note the lower reps for the bench press and row because of the emphasis on strength. There are also secondary compound movements with higher reps to add overall upper body volume. The second day focuses on lower body power. We start with the main lifts and then move on to the accessories. One important thing to note is that squats should be performed before deadlifts. Deadlifts are very taxing, so doing them before squats would decrease your squat performance. And again, note the lower reps for the main movements because of the emphasis on strength. The third day focuses on upper body hypertrophy. We start with the biggest muscle groups and then move on to the smaller ones. Notice that the reps are higher compared to day 1 because of the emphasis on building muscle. The fourth day focuses on lower body hypertrophy. We start out with the compound movements for the entire lower body and then move on to exercises that isolate the quads, hamstrings, and calves. Notice that the reps are higher because of the emphasis on building muscle. Now that we have the program out of the way, I want to talk about the exercise selection. The exercise selection is great for lifters of all experience levels. Each session, you perform compound movements for the primary body parts, chest and shoulders, back, and legs. Compound movements are great because they utilize multiple joints and many muscles. I think these are the best exercises to perform in any program to maximize size and strength gains. The program also features exercises on different planes, so you have both horizontal and vertical pushing and pulling movements. This allows you to shift tension onto different muscles as well as stimulate your muscle fibers from different angles. The program also features many accessory movements to make sure that every muscle group accumulates adequate levels of training volume. Assistance work will help build a well-rounded physique and improve performance on the compound lifts. The accessories are also flexible so that you can easily substitute an exercise depending on your available equipment or your preferences. The next thing I want to talk about is the volume. The weekly volume is between 12 and 16 sets per muscle group. Studies have shown that the ideal number of weekly sets for a muscle group is between 10 and 20. The sets in this program also have different rep ranges depending on the exercise and whether the emphasis is on power or hypertrophy. However, as long as the sets are intense enough and you are increasing volume over time, you will make gains. The power days have less volume because of the emphasis on building strength in the lower rep ranges. But when combined with the volume from hypertrophy days, you will build both size and strength. Overall, the program's volume is great for both beginners and intermediates. The program is also flexible enough to add more isolation work or change the set and rep scheme for any of the exercises. However, it may be difficult to fit more upper body movements into the program because you are already squeezing in pushing and pulling movements into one session. If you want more volume, but don't want your gym sessions to be too long, I recommend checking out a push-pull leg split, or even consider a 6-day upper-lower split, where you alternate upper and lower body workouts with one rest day a week. Another feature of this program that I want to talk about is its frequency. The program's frequency is great because you are working each muscle group twice per week. You also have at least 2 days of rest between working the same muscles. Studies have shown muscle protein synthesis to be elevated for up to 48 hours after training, and this schedule allows you to maximize muscle protein synthesis while also getting enough rest. Finally, I wanted to talk about how to progress from workout to workout. There is no definite progression scheme that is mentioned in the program. If you are a beginner, you can maximize your gains through a linear progression scheme by simply increasing the weight of the exercise every session. However, as you gain experience, adding weight every session becomes impossible. For these lifters, I recommend starting at the bottom of the rep range and adding 1 rep every session until you reach the top of the rep range, and then increasing the weight and starting over at the bottom of the rep range. For example, let's say you start your bench press at 135 pounds for 3 sets of 3 reps. Then you add 1 rep every session, and when you can do 135 pounds for 3 sets of 5 reps, you increase the weight and start over at 3 sets of 3 reps. This increases intensity and volume over time. Overall, I think this program is great for both beginner and intermediate lifters. It is also one of the easier programs to transition to from a beginner program. Compared to a program like Frack's GSLP, you only spend 1 more day in the gym per week and you build on the same compound movements. Another advantage of this program is that you are working each muscle group twice per week and you are focusing on both size and strength. It can be difficult to progress in other programs where you are using the same set and rep scheme every session, but in PHUL, you can focus on power in the lower rep ranges, and it should carry over to the hypertrophy work in the higher rep ranges. The upper and lower split is great because you only need to be in the gym for 4 days a week while still hitting each muscle group twice. A traditional push-pull leg split would require you to be in the gym for 6 days to hit each muscle group twice. The upper and lower split is the best for maximizing your time in the gym if you have a busy schedule. The one downside here is that you might have difficulty fitting in all your pushing and pulling volume into your upper body sessions. If you want more volume, but don't want your gym sessions to be too long, I recommend checking out a push-pull leg split or a 6-day upper-lower split. I highly recommend push-pull legs for your next program, and I will be making a video about push-pull legs next, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.